Welcome to English Practice Lab. Here, you learn and practice English in a simple, direct, and useful way for real-life situations. In today's deep dive, we're going to talk about a super important topic: how to introduce yourself in a job interview in English. Are you getting ready for a job interview, maybe in the next few months? Or perhaps you're studying English. Take that next step in your career, unlock some new opportunities. Well, if so, this content is definitely for you. Okay, let's really unpack this. That opening moment in a job interview, right? The one where they often kick things off with, "So, can you tell me a little about yourself?"
I sound so casual, almost like a warm-up question.
Mm-hmm.
But as we know, it's really anything but casual. This isn't just, friendly chit-chat. It's your first and probably most crucial opportunity to make a really lasting impression. It kind of sets the whole tone. So we're going to dive deep into mastering this skill, hopefully giving you a real shortcut to feeling prepared and confident when it counts. Yeah, and what's truly fascinating or maybe critical about this question is why it carries so much weight. It's way more than just a formality. It's essentially your elevator pitch.
Right, your pitch.
Exactly. Think about it. It's this concise, hopefully impactful summary that quickly tells them who you are, what you've done, and really importantly, why you're the right person for this specific job. And, research shows candidates often have only about 7 seconds to make that first good impression?
7 seconds, that's nothing.
It's incredibly fast.
Yeah.
In those moments, your presence, your professionalism, your confidence, it all speaks volumes, sometimes even before you've said a full sentence. So yeah, this introduction really needs to be polished and pretty powerful.
Wow, 7 seconds. That's incredibly intense. It just underscores how vital it is to get this right from the get-go. So knowing how little time you actually have, what's the best way to structure your thoughts? How do you make sure you hit the key points without, rambling on? Is there some kind of framework maybe you can rely on?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the great thing about having a clear structure is that it basically eliminates the guesswork.
Okay.
It gives you a roadmap, right? So you can articulate your value precisely, confidently, even when you're feeling the pressure. We've actually boiled it down to a really effective 6-part framework. It really guides you through crafting a compelling self-introduction.
Okay, a 6-part framework. Let's break that down then. Where do we even start? Those first crucial moments. What's the most effective way to begin? It might seem obvious, but...
Yeah, you're right. It can seem obvious, but starting with politeness, showing appreciation, it really sets a positive, respectful tone immediately, shows you value their time. And simple examples work great. You can just say, "Good morning, thank you for having me today."
Simple.
Very simple. Or, to be a little more complete, maybe something like, "Good day, I am Name, and I am delighted to be here today. I really appreciate the opportunity to discuss my qualifications for the position job title role."
It's about expressing that genuine gratitude, That makes sense. It's a good foundation. So after that initial greeting and thank you, what's the immediate next step? How do you establish who you are quickly?
Right after the thank you, you want to be simple and direct. Just state your name and what you currently do. For instance, my name is Raul Oliveira, and I'm currently working as a graphic designer at a digital agency in São Paulo. Straightforward.
Okay.
Now, if you're a fresh graduate, right, your current role might be less about a job title.
Right, because you don't have one yet necessarily.
Exactly. It's more about your identity and your immediate background. So in that case, you could say something like, "My name is Leonardo, and I am from San Francisco." It just sets the stage concisely.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, especially that distinction for new graduates. So once you've stated who you are, how do you then quickly summarize your relevant professional journey or your academic background without just listing everything off your resume?
Yeah, this is where you really need to tailor it based on where you are in your career. So for more seasoned professionals, the focus should really be on your latest, most relevant job. You'd mention the organization's name, your current title, maybe how long you've been there, your specific role, and your key responsibilities. Like, for example, I have over 6 years of experience working in branding and visual communication. I've worked with clients in various industries like fashion, tech, and education. See, it clearly outlines relevant, impactful experience.
Concise and relevant.
Exactly. Now, if you're a fresh graduate, the narrative shifts, right? It goes to your educational background. You'd mentioned your school, college, university, your degree. And hey, if your GPA, your CGPA is exceptional, definitely highlight that.
Good point.
And don't forget to weave in any, significant projects you completed or maybe relevant certifications you picked up for the position. These are really your foundational experiences at that stage. They showcase your capabilities.
Okay, so we've covered the basics, who you are, a snapshot of your experience. Now, this next part feels like where you really get to shine, highlighting your key skills and, maybe more importantly, your actual achievements. How do you make those achievements really stand out without sounding like you're just, bragging?
Yeah, this is absolutely crucial. And honestly, it's where a lot of people kind of stumble. The key, the real key, is to emphasize quantifiable achievements,
Huh.
things backed by evidence.
Modifiable, numbers.
Numbers, exactly. Don't just say you're a creative problem solver, results-oriented. I mean, who isn't, right? Instead, give strong, specific examples that actually illustrate your impact. For instance, my strengths include creativity, attention to detail, and the ability to translate ideas into impactful visuals. One of my proudest achievements was leading a rebranding project that increased client engagement by 40%.
Okay, that's concrete.
Right. Or another example.
Yeah.
I was instrumental in driving a 38% improvement in client service sentiment over a period of 12 months. See? Numbers anchor your claims. Make them instantly more credible. You definitely want to sound enthusiastic. But yeah, avoid boasting. Keep that list of achievements short and crisp. You want to pique their interest, leave them wanting to ask more, not have their eyes glaze over.
Right, tease them a bit, don't give it all away. That idea of leaving them wanting more is
Yeah.
really powerful, and it leads perfectly into the next crucial step, making sure they know why you're actually there. It's not just about what you can do, but why you want to do it for them specifically. How do you get that genuine interest across?
Exactly. This is your chance to show real, authentic alignment with the company. Their mission, maybe their design philosophy, their creative goals, their core values, whatever it is. You should clearly articulate why this particular role, this organization, draws you in. It has to be more than just, I need a job.
Yeah.
An example could be something like, I'm really interested in this opportunity because I admire your company's design philosophy, and I believe my experience aligns well with your creative goals. It just demonstrates you've done your homework, you get them, and you're genuinely invested in contributing to their success.
Okay. And finally, after hitting all those impactful points, how do you smoothly wrap up the introduction? You don't want to just stop talking abruptly.
Right. The closing statement is, it's pretty crucial too. It showcases your intent. It reinforces that you'll be a valuable asset. It's your last chance in the intro to express eagerness to contribute. You could say something like, I'm excited to learn more about the team and how I can contribute to your projects.
Nice and forward-looking.
Exactly. Or even a simple but effective closer works, like, thank you. That's all about me.
The main goal is just to show your enthusiasm for joining their team and reiterate subtly how your skills are a great fit. That structure really does make so much sense. But, sometimes it's still hard to visualize how all those pieces flow together into one smooth, cohesive statement. Could you maybe give us a complete example? Show how those 6 parts blend seamlessly into a really powerful intro.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take an example. Imagine Mariana Costa, a project manager. She might say something like this.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Mariana Costa, and I'm a project manager with over 7 years of experience in the IT and software development sector. I started my career as a systems analyst, and over time, I transitioned into managing multidisciplinary teams and delivering large-scale tech projects. My key strengths are communication, organization, and the ability to lead teams through complex challenges. I'm especially proud of a recent mobile app launch I managed, which exceeded download goals by 120% in the first month. I'm really excited about the opportunity to work with your team and contribute to innovative projects that have real impact. Wow, okay, yeah, that really ties it all together beautifully. You can actually hear each segment flowing naturally into the next one. So we've mapped out the words, the content, but like you said, even the perfect script can fall flat without the right delivery. What are some of those essential practical tips for success? Things to keep in mind both before and during the actual interview that can make a real difference.
That's such a crucial point. Okay, first, and this is like non-negotiable, prepare what you're going to say. Rehearse your introduction out loud multiple times until it feels natural, not like you're reading a script.
Right, not robotic.
Exactly. This builds genuine confidence. And make sure you're audible, speak clearly. It shows respect for the opportunity. Maybe try to include a detail or two that isn't immediately obvious from your resume, something that adds a little freshness. Second, do your homework. Research the company and, if possible, the interviewers. Understand their vision, what the specific role really demands. Knowing an interviewer specialization can sometimes give you a little edge, too.
Like tailoring it slightly.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you know they're a software architect, you might subtly highlight your experience with scalable systems, something like that. And third, something often overlooked, but incredibly impactful. Dress appropriately. Appearance really does speak volumes.
First impressions again.
Totally. It indicates your seriousness, your preparedness. Avoid anything, too flashy, too casual, wrinkled, ill-fitting. Your clothes are part of that critical first impression.
Those are excellent prep tips.
Yeah.
What about when you're actually in the interview room, in the hot seat? What should you be mindful of then?
Okay, during the interview itself, first, be logical and clear. Avoid exaggerating your results. Always try to support claims with real-life experiences if you can. Clearly articulate what you can genuinely offer them, the organization, because ultimately that's what recruiters care about most. How can you solve their problems?
Makes sense. Focus on their needs.
Then, be genuine and sincere. Honestly, interviewers can usually spot insincerity pretty easily. The more authentic you are, the more trust you build. And that establishes a connection that goes way beyond just the skills on your resume. And critically important, be aware of your body language. Showing anxiety, fidgeting, speaking way too fast that can have a negative impact. Aim to seem relaxed, even if you're nervous inside. Take a breath, think before you speak, and always speak clearly. A genuine smile, a confident nod, maybe a firm handshake if appropriate, just like in a normal conversation, can make a huge difference. Keep your tone and pace normal. Not rushed, not overly stiff.
Body language is huge, definitely. And I guess maintaining eye contact is a big part of that too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Maintain eye contact. Looking directly at the interviewer shows you're engaged, you're confident, you're sincere. It helps you avoid seeming nervous or, worse, uninterested, and it just creates a much stronger connection. And finally, maybe two more really vital points. Always act professionally. From the moment you walk in, be mindful of your demeanor. Arrive on time, maybe even a few minutes early. Interviewers notice the little things.
The whole experience matters.
The whole thing. And remember, keep it short. Aim for a concise intro, ideally that 60 to 90-second window we talked about. Avoid getting bogged down in too much detail. You want to pique their interest, not overwhelm them. Leave space for them to ask follow-up questions. And especially if English isn't your first language, adjust your vocabulary. Use simple, clear language. Clarity always trumps complexity.
Those are fantastic, really practical tips covering all the bases. Now, something I know people wonder about. Should you bring personal stuff into your professional intro? Like, do hobbies matter, or should you keep it strictly business?
That's a really good question, and yeah, there's definitely a fine line there. Briefly touching on maybe outside interests or passions and hobbies can provide a more well-rounded view of who you are, beyond just the professional stuff. It can sometimes reflect personality traits that complement the job, like teamwork from team sports, creativity if you're an artist, maybe time management if you juggle complex hobbies.
Okay, so connecting it back to relevant traits.
Exactly. The key is keep it brief, keep it relevant, and definitely avoid oversharing. The goal is to add a little depth, maybe show some personality, not launch into your whole life story. Maintain that professional tone.
Got it. A touch of personality, but don't overdo it. Now, just as important as knowing what to do is knowing what not to do. What are some common pitfalls, those things to avoid during the self-introduction that could potentially derail you?
Oh yeah, there are definitely some crucial things to avoid. First, don't just list your skills like a shopping list. It's so much more effective to demonstrate them with quick examples of how you've actually applied them. Second, remember you're not reciting your entire resume verbatim. Keep the intro short, focused, to the point. They've likely already read your resume.
Right. Highlight, don't repeat.
Precisely. Third, definitely don't try to wing it or think on the spot. Prepare and practice your introduction well beforehand. Fourth, make sure you exclude skills that are totally unrelated to the specific role you're interviewing for. Relevance is absolutely key. Fifth, and this is really vital, avoid exaggerating your results or performance. Honesty builds trust. Exaggeration often backfires. And finally, try not to overshare personal details beyond what's relevant for a professional context. You want to leave a strong, professional, impactful first impression.
Those are excellent warnings. It's probably easy to fall into some of those traps when you're feeling nervous. But let's get back to empowerment. For someone listening who might still feel a bit hesitant about speaking English in this high-stakes situation, are there any sort of cheat sheet phrases you can lean on, things to help sound more natural and confident?
Oh, for sure. Integrating some common, natural-sounding phrases can make your introduction flow much more smoothly. You can easily use things like, I'm currently working as, I have X years of experience in. Obviously, fill in the number and field.
Simple connectors.
Yeah, exactly. Or, my main responsibilities include, Hele, I'm passionate about. if it's genuine. I'm excited to bring my experience to how these are just simple, direct ways to link your background and your enthusiasm to the opportunity right in front of you.
Those are super helpful little building blocks. And to really round out that introduction, how can you connect it effectively to your broader career goals? Showing this isn't just any job, but a deliberate step on your path.
Yeah, that's a great point. When you talk about future plans, even briefly, you should aim to share your long-term career goals and then clearly explain how this specific position fits into that bigger picture for you. Highlight how you see this job helping you develop the skills and experience you need for your aspirations. It demonstrates your commitment to growth, it shows you're thinking strategically, and it shows you view this opportunity as a key part of your career progression. That's really appealing to employers looking for motivated, forward-thinking people.
So, wrapping this all up, what does this really mean for you, the listener? Well, introducing yourself in a job interview in English, it really doesn't have to be this super intimidating thing. It's truly about showing up prepared, feeling confident, and being armed with a clear, concise, and compelling story about yourself. With the right structure, like the one we discussed, and just consistent practice, you absolutely can present yourself confidently and make a really significant impact right from the start.
Yeah, remember the core things. Be honest, be concise, and really show your enthusiasm for the opportunity. And for practical steps, I really encourage you, take our framework, write out your introduction today. Practice it, maybe with a friend, or even just record yourself on your phone and listen back. It helps you catch awkward phrasing or timing issues.
Mm,
Honestly, the more you practice, the more natural and effortless it's going to feel when you're actually in that interview.
that's fantastic advice. And maybe here's a final provocative thought for you to chew on. Beyond just landing this particular job, how could mastering your self-introduction in English become like a foundational skill? Something that helps you build stronger professional relationships, open new doors throughout your entire career. Think about it, it's not just about one interview. It's about developing a lifelong ability to confidently articulate your value in any professional setting. Now, tell me, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to using English for job interviews? Leave it here in the comments below. We'd love to hear from others so we can create content that truly helps you on this journey.